What's up, guys? Welcome to this video. So I purchased these 4-point harness from Brooks Motorsports in PA. They're actually a great place to deal with. Those people are really nice. And basically this is from Can Am. I could have probably went maybe aftermarket, but nah, I'm going with as original as I can with this machine here. I've got quite a few things that I want to add on, like a tow package. I got another 1 or 2 things that I got coming for it, which are ordered, but some stuff is back order, some stuff isn't. So as the stuff comes in, then I'll just do videos on the add-ons to my Maverick Turbo. So I went with this because with these guys, especially because with the Can Am, there is a wire hooked up to your seatbelt for the driver, not the passenger. And I'm sure there's a way you can bypass it, but I'm not going to do that. I want to keep everything pretty well original. And I'm sure there's tricks to everything, but I'd rather not do that with this. So I basically bought the driver's cost more than the passenger, I guess because of the wiring. But if you don't do that, this thing won't go past 10 miles an hour, period. It's just the way it's built for safety purposes. And I want to do some crazy things with it. And last time I was riding, I was kind of like, the seatbelt was okay that it comes with, but I'd rather make sure that I'm really strapped in and not fly off the machine and then have the machine run over me. It'd be great views, I guess. You guys would be thrilled about that. Me, on the other hand, at a hospital or at a morgue, would not be thrilled. The morgue, I guess it wouldn't matter, but the hospital would be terrible. Especially these days with everything going on. I'd rather not even get near any of those facilities right now. They're plenty busy with everything that's going on in the world. So anyway, so we're going to do the hookup. We're going to see what's all involved here and get this installed. Alright guys, so to take this bolt off out here for the seat belt on the side, you use your socket to loosen it up, and then use a regular 16mm wrench, because if you keep it with the socket, you'll go right up against the frame and then you won't be able to get it off. The bolt is too long. So that takes care of that one down there. Then for this bolt up here, you need to remove this. So you can have access to the bolt. And that would be a T27 to take the 2 screws, and then it has a little clips on here. So once you take the 2 screws off, pop the cover off, you have access to the bolt, so you can take this off. That takes care of this side, and again, I still have the other side over there to take off, but that should be only 1 bolt because the passenger don't have the wire. Passenger's just bolted on. Alright guys, so I'm going to try to do this without taking off the seat. As you guys can see, there's the harness. So it's going to go like so, and it will get attached. There. Obviously it doesn't go that way, so it'll get attached there. That's for that. And I'm loosening this up, and then I have one right there.
So I don't like to lose things, especially if things are original. So I put the bolt back in, tighten it up. That way if someday, for whatever reason, I do sell it, and someone would like to just put it back to original, this way I don't lose stuff. It doesn't hurt anything to have it here, sitting there. That's not gonna hurt anything. And obviously this has a bolt just like this here. So you'll need 2 people for that, because as you guys can see, the bolt's right there. So, and that one I'll do the same thing. I'll put it back in place just so I don't lose them. I mean, like I said, I like to keep all the original parts that came with it. So we'll take that bolt next. All right, guys, so we got ourselves hooked up back here. So as you guys can see, that's all in. They're all in. The seat. Now, with this application, I could have easily left the factory harnessed on, but you know, I don't want that to be an option. I want to be able to use these, period. And I felt there's no need to leave them both if this is the one that I feel safest with. So I already have this one hooked up down here. All right, what I did is, instead of using the new bolts they gave me, I used the factory bolts, and I'll save these because the factory bolts work just as well. Now, if I was going to do the original seatbelt plus the harness, then I would use this, and that would give me, as you guys can see, it would give me the extra room that I can keep the original and put the 4-point harness. But I'm just going to stick with the 4-point harness. I like that better all the way around. So now what I did is, and I'll show you guys, pretty sure you can see it, but anyway, I loosened up the bolts for the seat and move the seat forward so I can slide the bolt for the latch part on this side. And that was the other thing. If I would have kept the original, as you guys can see, this is the original, very bulky. So that means between this and the new one will be riding either on this side or on this side. And it was just going to be a cluster, not something that I'm interested in doing. So you know what? I'll just put this in a box, keep it somewhere, and I have it. You know, you never know. Something goes wrong, or I don't. You know, I sell it, and someone wants the original stuff. The original stuff is here. So, but I definitely, I didn't want to take the seat out, so I loosened the seat up. And that gave me the extra room that I needed to bolt on the seat belt on that side, because it has to go through the seat anyway. So technically you can't really remove the seat. I didn't want to remove the center console, and there's no way that you can put the belt on that side, attach it to the seat without loosening the seat and actually moving it forward. There's no way. You don't have enough room down there, because your center console would be in the way and you wouldn't be able to get the bolt out. So far it's going pretty well. It's about the easiest way. I only got one more bolt, and then I'll show you guys with it all done. And Then we'll go to the driver's side, which that one might take a little bit longer because I gotta take a panel off, find the wire, unplug it, plug it back in, it's plug and go. And then we'll have the 4-point harness. I definitely like the looks. Definitely will be a lot safer. So that's the most important part. All right, guys. Passenger harness is already there, attached. As you guys can see, it's all done. Not bad. Now, we'll go to the driver's side. So now we're in the passenger seat. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to take this shoulder bolt off. Then you got to take the retractable. And I'm going to do the same thing I did on the other side. I'm going to put this back on so I don't lose it. And take the retractable piece off. Like I said, this is not really necessary. You could probably get away with adding it on without taking the factory off. I'm just doing it because I don't want the extra stuff laying around, and there's no point in it because I'm not going to use that. I want to use the safest thing that I can put on, and at this point the 4-point is the safest. It's definitely safer. It's going to keep me inside of this if I happen to roll it more than just the seatbelt across my chest. So I definitely, it's a must, I think anyway. 5-point might not even bad idea. It might be even better idea to have the 5-point, but for now with the 4-point, that's a lot safer than just having this guy across your, I just don't think that, I don't feel that that's enough. So that's one of my biggest things. But anyway, so like I said, I'll tighten this up and then take the bolt off here, which is on the other side of here. It's a bolt. Loosen that up. Then I can put the, it's just like the other side. Put the plastic back on. One little clip there. And then bolt here, bolt there. I think it's a 27. I think that's what I said in the last when I did the passenger. So I already moved the seat front so I can loosen up the bolts for the seat, lean the seat forward, and I can loosen up the seat belt over there, and then we're good. Only this one I gotta chase the wire, which is right down there, and hook up the new one. Should be fairly easy. All right, guys. So there's the hookup for the seat belt. As you guys can see, I loosened up the bolts for the seat. That's the easiest way to access this whole thing. All right, guys. So the good thing about buying stuff, genuine parts for what you have, is the fact that this guy comes already. So that's that guy right there. So you pull that off. Technically, I didn't even have to unhook it, but I'll put it in the box. The new one comes on, put it in the hole, plug it in, done. Very simple mod. Like I said, I'll walk you guys through it. You can see the wire down there, the hole. Very simple. All right, guys. All right, here we go. So you can see the hookup right there. Seat belts are both hooked up. So now what we gotta do is hook them up here, and that should be it. It's all done. Like I said, if you take the bolts off the seat, then you can lean your seat forward. That's going to save you a lot of work. There's no point in taking the seats out. For this application, you really don't have to. There you go. And I'm a little, I gotta make sure it's nice and level there. I'll do the same on the other side. And that should be almost a wrap. And do the actual seat, the seat back. Alright guys, so there you have it. It took me a little longer than about an hour for the fact that this is my first time taking this apart, and obviously like a typical guy, I didn't read no instructions, just pretty much looked at it and figured it out as I went. I did glance at the instructions, so I'm not saying I didn't look at the instructions, but typically that's what we end up doing, most of us anyway. I've been better and better at it. But anyway, this is awesome. The hookup is so easy, especially since I bought the actual Can Am. Yeah, it costs a little more. I think it's like 20, don't quote me, but maybe $20 or $30 more for the driver than the passenger. But you go to your Can Am dealer and order it, it'll be worth it. It's worth every bit of money that you'll spend, for the simple fact that everything just hooks up real easy. One push of a button, you unhook, you're good to go. Before this, I ordered one set online and it didn't have the hookup, and then I would have had to wear the regular seatbelt plus this, and there was no point in it. So I am so happy with it. I like it. I like it a lot, and it's an easy installation. So hopefully it was very helpful. And the video, if you're installing one and you get one from Can Am, it is so easy. You don't have to remove the seat. Just take the two bolts in the back like I showed you. Move the seat forward. Everything comes out. Take it out. Hook everything up. Tighten bolts up. They give you extra bolts if you decide that you want to keep the seat belt. The original seatbelt in that one, they actually give you a bolt longer, so you can use that and you can actually put both seatbelts on. But I didn't feel the need to, so I used the factory bolts that I had, and I kept the other ones. Never know. If I change my mind, I can always put it back if that's what I want to do. So if you haven't subscribed, do subscribe. And if you already did, thanks for all your support. And hope you enjoyed this video, and catch you guys on the next video. Take care.